Good morning. We're live. How's everybody this morning? Welcome to the BYOB Morning Show. We are so excited to be here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm here with my fabulous guests, Miss Verlene Smith Randolph, and Jamie. And my name is Chiquita Lindsay, and I'll open up the floor. Welcome, 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 welcome.
Hey guys, so Chiquita, put your screen on gallery view.
Okay.
So that everybody can see all of us.
Oh, there you guys are. I thought y'all ducked out.
See, you thought you all along. We got your back. We got your back. So good morning, guys. Welcome to the Build Your Online Morning Show. It is, what day is it? Is it Wednesday?
Ooh, it's Wednesday. It's hump day.
It's hump day Wednesday. I remember we used to say that all the time when I was working that 9-to-5 job, but it's hump day for some of y'all. Another day for some of y'all others. So, hey, welcome to the show. So this morning, guys, we're talking about funding 101, business funding 101. And what they don't tell you, there's so much information out here. And so I can't wait to start having that conversation with my friends here on the Build Your Online Morning Show. So if you haven't done so already, go ahead and share the broadcast. Invite people in on, because we're talking about money this morning, right? We talk about money every morning, I think.
Yes.
We're always talking about money and hope, okay? And so, so if you haven't done so already, go ahead and invite your friends so we can start this conversation about what they don't tell you about business funding. Okay, so go ahead, Miss Verlene, Honey Bun. I call her Honey Bun, but y'all can't call her that.
Good morning, everyone. Again, welcome to BYOB Morning Show. I'm telling you, the last, I would say 2 weeks or so, when Coach started teaching us, giving us all this valuable information in class about business funding.
Mm-hmm.
It's like walking around with your eyes closed. And like she always tells us, you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This business funding thing, it's real.
It's so real, but you know,
it's real.
Know that like we could have access to it. You know, it's
right.
It's for me, it's reconditioning my mind from what I was conditioned to. I was conditioned that funding only went to a certain kind of people.
Exactly.
It didn't come to me.
Right.
And so when you realize all you have to do is that P word, man, that paperwork is a killer. Hey, Coach.
Good morning.
Stuck up in the room.
With my Madam Butterfly dress on this morning.
I love it. I wish I could say something, but you know, I don't want to be deemed nothing by trying to speak another language that I don't speak, whatever.
Right.
Konnichiwa.
Bullseye.
Yeah, so we're talking about business funding 101, what they don't tell you.
And you know, last night, the class that we're in, that Coach is teaching us about business funding and, you know, startup capital. What I like about it is the replays, because I went back and listened to the replay again and heard something else that I didn't hear the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, anybody can qualify for startup capital for your business. Like you said, Jamie, you just can't be scared of the paperwork.
You got to do that paperwork. Right. And it's really going to set you up for long-term business.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I grew up in an era where everything was like bootleg. You know, get your Google phone number. just start it, you know, get your Google phone number, you know, get you a little piece of a
website.
Get
your little Wix website, little Weebly website.
Yeah, get a little piece of website. You know, nothing about lead magnets, nothing about growing your email list, nothing about, you know, funnels. Funnels came on later down the line for me. Mm-hmm. But funding, like, they didn't teach me that I could get funding from somewhere else. That's why everything that I did came out of my own pocket. Which is why probably a lot of people don't get started, because they feel like they have to pay for everything.
Right.
Well, I think that's why they said that 20% of businesses fail in the first year. And by the fifth year, about 50% of those businesses, That's just the ones they're tracking. That's not even the
Right.
ones where people kind of sort of started and then quit.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at the list of things that you really need funding for, travel, technology, knowledge, advice, automation, staff, it's almost like, how did we make it before but by the grace of God?
Right.
But if you really want to compete nowadays and grow a mega business,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have any choice but to get you some startup capital, get you some funding.
We were taught wrong too, Coach. We were taught to use our checks, use extra money that we make on the side to try to build a business. When in our actuality, there are hundreds and thousands of companies that and other financial institutions that will loan money, especially to certain demographics.
Well, I'm not even gonna lie, I was taught wrong.
Yeah.
And because I was taught wrong, I taught my clients wrong. But that's part of this process and why you have to be in the game for so long, because the longer you're here, the more you learn.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you start to question what's going to take me to that next level. And for me, the next level is multiple 7 figures a year. But it's the same thing that's going to take me to the next level, that's going to take everybody to the next level. You got to have that funding.
You got to.
And I know the amount of money. That's why we're doing that startup capital boot camp. I don't even know the link to the schedule to call.
bit.ly/7 figures.
Figure. Okay.
bit.ly/7 figure what?
Startup.
7 figure startup. But if I look back, number one, at how much money it took me to get here, it's alarming. It's alarming. And so I'd have to say, for everybody that didn't have access to that grind, those resources, those blessings, what would they do? That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
And then number two, when I look at how much it cost us to learn all the things I'm teaching y'all, we spent 20,000 plus in a whole year on just sponsorship. Matter of fact, longer than that, because I've been rocking with sponsorship for a long time. I've been rocking with sponsorship since the days of Roberto, Chiquita, and still didn't know. So it took me years to get an education, to get a list, to get some contacts. The same things I'm going to be giving you guys in the startup capital class. Business credit. Just now realizing what business credit can do for my business. Getting your personal credit right. Oh, minority and women-owned contracts. Business, being set up to get that, and really, what is that? And how does that impact your ability to get clients? Really understanding that there is no shortage of revenue out there. There is just a shortage of qualified individuals. And if you don't work to get qualified, you will continue to be left out of the revenue. So if you're interested in the startup capital boot camp, make sure you go to bit.ly/7 figure startup. I didn't know grants were for profits. All this time, I never knew that. Did y'all know that?
Mm-hmm. But and you know what, Coach, there's some money out there for everybody, depending on no matter what business you're in. You just got to get out there and find it. And if you don't find it, it just goes back to where it came from.
I think so many women create nonprofits because they're under the misnomer and the misconception that nonprofits got a lot of money. Let me tell you where the money for nonprofits goes. It goes to the Red Cross.
Gives the government.
It goes to the big nonprofits. Good morning, Sierra. So if you want to get to that point where you don't want to be nickel and dime in your business, you've got to get an education on business money.
Yeah.
And going forward, that's what all my clients have to start. You can't come over here and not be able to complete your assignments because you don't have the revenue.
Yeah. And coach, say what you always say. You always say, quote, don't start a nonprofit until you start a for-profit. That's what you always say.
Or you're going to be a product of the nonprofit.
Right.
You setting up a soup kitchen and your family going to be in their very soup kitchen line, because when you start a nonprofit, before you start a for-profit, your nonprofit should be your tax deduction arm. That's you having enough money to invest in the community versus giving it back to the government.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
That's where and that's when you're going to have the time and the energy to give back, because your business ain't, I talked to somebody yesterday, they had 3 businesses and a nonprofit. And I asked them, how much of that would you be willing to let go to get on path to make 7 figures? You can't split your focus and have all of these different things going on and expect to generate that level of money. Your laser focus has to rival the Superman X-ray eyes. You got to be able to burn up. I just called Postmates. I called you. I asked you, would you do me a favor? You get walking, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, I tell people all the time, don't allow, I think people think if I start a nonprofit, there's so much money there to help me grow. And that's not true. You even have to be positioned to receive funding as a nonprofit.
Even more.
Even more, because there's so much competition.
It's not as easy as people like. Yes, there's a lot of money out there, but if you just jump up and start a nonprofit, you don't have a plan, a strategy, or a finance. You don't have any of those.
You don't have a board of directors. You don't have a market. You still need a marketing plan.
Yeah, you got to have your
bylaws. You still need a fundraising plan.
Yeah.
You still need a profit plan, a budget. All of the things that you need in a for-profit, you still need staff. You think that because you have a nonprofit is a business. Yeah. It is just a different business classification than a for-profit. Only difference between a nonprofit and a for-profit is your tax status. You don't owe taxes, but you still got to get out there and hustle and learn and strategize and market to have a nonprofit.
Yes, indeed. So that whole business funding, the startup capital course takes you like in a 360 circle, right? Starting off on not just getting the money, but how to set your business up. So this is hands-on, interactive. You're going to do this before you can go to step 2 type of class. Like you can't get to step 3 and haven't completed step 1 yet.
And that's why I'm calling it a boot camp, guys. The Startup Capital Boot Camp is so many levels of revenue. But one of the things I even say before you sign up, this is you taking back your power, your credit, your ability to understand what people even want before you apply for the money. There's so many things we don't know.
Yeah.
I talked to a lady, one of our sources the other day. You would be surprised at how low your credit score can be. As long as your business is generating revenue, they can get business funding for you. Now, I don't advocate a low credit score, but I also know we've been places and done stuff that sometimes your credit just takes an impact. So if you want to stop trying to fund and grow your business out of your own pocket, go to bit.ly, the number 7-figure startup. If anybody were to ask me what's the first thing I should do for my business, I would say join this 7-figure startup boot camp. If somebody were to say my business has plateaued at $100,000, $200,000, I would say join this Startup Capital Bootcamp. If somebody said I'm at $500,000 and don't know what to do next, I'm gonna say join the Startup Capital Bootcamp, because what's missing for one is the same that's missing for everything: staff, technology, automation, marketing, and advertising. And I could run a comb across this audience and guarantee you that 80% of the businesses in this audience have a shortage of marketing, a shortage of sales and advertising, a shortage of staff, a shortage of technology, and a shortage of automation. I don't care who they are, what business they're in. I can promise you they're not emailing their people consistently. They don't have any kind of nurture series. They have little or no funnels. They have very, very small email lists. They have very small followings on social media. They don't know how to convert that person is following them into revenue. They don't know. And so I would start everybody at the same place. There's a Pareto rule, and the Pareto rule is 20% of what you do equals 80% of your revenue. So if that 20% is staff, automation, technology, sales, and marketing, you can't lose with the stuff we use. But you gotta come to the table with a wallet. So even once you know what is needed, you still need the strategy on how to put it into place. And you still need the money to spend on automation.
I love that. Come to the table with a wallet, not your little coin purse, no little round coin purse that you open up with the little nickels and dimes in it.
The little plastic ones, you can't do that no more.
You got to come with a wallet, and you want to use somebody else's money to build your millions. Yeah.
And y'all would be surprised how many of you are going to sign up for a call. Go ahead and type in me, because you would be surprised how many people will hear this, know that they don't understand business capital, know that they need resources to build a business, know that they got to start somewhere, and still not sign up for a call to learn more information. I'm always amazed, because that makes me say, well, what do you want? The class is $2,500. So I don't even think you can put a how much on that. And let me tell you why. We spent about $20,000 on our sponsorship course. We spent another $10,000 on our business credit, another $5,000 on our personal. So what is that so far? 20, 35, that's 35. If I add up all of the information that I had to consume to be able to teach you guys this class, it's well over $40,000, $50,000 worth of information. In years. In years. Every class I took, I got pieces and parts. The reason I say sign up is because you don't want to just stop at Startup Capital. So we may have other ways to finance you depending on what your journey looks like.
Yeah, and you know what, Coach? I bet there's some people out there saying, well, I know I'm not going to be able to get any money. My credit score is 200. I have no money. It's not going to help me. This is the class you need to be in if that's your case. It
is a 12-week course. It is a 12-week course. Sure, and tomorrow I'll have the page ready so you guys can go look at the page and it'll answer all those questions. We officially kick off March 17th. I'm going to be teaching for this year every quarter. Let me tell you something. You cannot come into my coaching program anymore except by the Startup Capital Bootcamp. We move too fast. Our marketing is too extreme. We do too much. You're gonna need too many things. You can't carry my coaching by yourself. You need a staff. We got with our new marketing team. We brought our old marketing team back yesterday. And y'all was in the meeting. So if you want to know what I'm doing with my marketing this year, I want to 40x my revenue this year. Let me show you where it comes from. So if I'm consistently on 7 different platforms automatically, that's 7x to 1 million. If I create a nurture series for each 7 of those, okay, so that's 7 platforms. So we got Startup Capital, Scale, InstaBuild. So let's just say I have 7 products. So I'm gonna 7x because now I have 7 products. That's 14 million. Now, what did we not do before? I got 7 times the average person's leads already in my pipeline. So I'm not just starting with what comes in, I'm starting with what I already got. So that's another 7x on current leads. So we got current leads, we got platforms, we got products. I'm gonna tell you another place I'm gonna 7x. I'm gonna 7x on follow-up with all of these nurture series. So now I got 7, 2, 3, 4. We're at 28 million. And count. Not to mention me and all my joint ventures and putting them on steroids.
Hallelujah.
So when I say aggressive marketing, I mean it. And aggressive marketing costs aggressive money. And at some point you got to make the decision as to, hey, I'm going to go real, real big. And, you know, screw it. Or I'm just going to keep playing small and screw it.
So, Coach, when you say aggressive marketing, people, I hear authors say this all the time. Well, I don't want to post too much because I don't want to irritate the people on my platform. But a good form or a good example of aggressive marketing is look at Walmart, Target, Starbucks, Chick-fil-A. All these big corporations, they're constantly on. You can't watch TV without seeing a Walmart commercial.
And so at what point, Jamie, do we start comparing ourselves to Walmart, Chick-fil-A,
We do what they do?
McDonald's? Exactly.
Yeah.
They're not worried about running too many commercials. They're not worried about the
irritate you.
They're not worried about the person that flips the channel.
Yeah.
They're worried about the person that stays and watches.
Yeah.
So while y'all worried about the person that flips the channel, you need to be worried about the person that's going to stay and watch.
That's good.
And, you know, 24 hours in a day, somebody is always up watching and buying.
Yeah.
But again, you got to choose between whether you want to have an aggressive tactic to grow your business or if you want to just keep growing your business by default.
And stop projecting what you feel on your audience.
And that's bit.ly/7 startup. And hey, good morning, Jamie. Chanel says stop projecting your situation on your audience. A lot of y'all won't market the day before payday because you broke.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody ain't broke. Or you make products that cost a certain price because you say, well, people can't afford this. What people? People can afford what's important to them. And that, my friends, is true for the matter. So if you haven't signed up for your call yet, Congratulations to who was it? Latar Moore. Baby, if you want to be a millionaire at some point, you're gonna learn to ask questions and not be scared. I'm not gonna schedule a call. I'm scared I can't afford it. I'm not gonna schedule a call. I'm scared this, I'm scared that. You've been sitting over there praying to the Lord for help. And then when help comes, because you are afraid of the outcome, you don't say, give me the help. So for those of you who are not too afraid to say, give me a solution to what I know my problem is, bit.ly/7-figure startup, schedule your call, stop playing games with your business. That's all I have, Jamie. I'm gonna get out of here and lay in this Starbucks cup.
Hi.
We shooting videos all day today, so we'll come back and show you guys some behind the scenes. But that's a wrap. Coach loves y'all. Y'all have an amazing day.
Bye, guys. Chiquita, you have it.